Hi everyone, Tami here. I am out in the barn today making grave blankets. I have two more to make, and those are for Linda, Nathan, and Harold. Harold for his son, and for Nathan's mama, Gaynell, who passed away several years ago. So what I did this year was something different. Cliff and I decided to get bundles to make grave blankets with, instead of you getting a tree and cutting it down. Well, he did most of the cutting on that. I just took care of the branches like these and cut them down to the sizes that I'll need for my grave blanket. So I thought I would share with you how I make grave blankets. Now I learned how to do this from Catherine Hartzler. Her and her husband Earl had Hartzler's Christmas trees next door in the shop where Cliff is at today. I worked for them for the last year that they did it because unfortunately they both passed away. She passed away in April and Earl in September of the next year. So their son did it the next 2 years, and Cliff and I decided to buy the shop for his business, welding, and then we had decided to go ahead and do the Christmas trees at Christmas time. Cleaned out the shop and set up and made grave blankets, wreaths, and sold Christmas trees and other different decorations and things that I come up with. And we've had a lot of helpers over the years, and I really appreciate them. The girls, they know how to do it so they can continue doing grave blankets for family members after I am gone someday. Hopefully not too soon on that one. So I thought I would show you how I make grave blankets as taught by Catherine. Now, what I do, though, different than Catherine was I use a board. And the reason for the board is because it's heavier. It's also closer to the ground when you get done, so that's less chance that the wind is going to blow your grave blanket around. Now, of course, it depends on where it's sitting at in the cemetery, because there's some places that aren't very well, have trees around or anything that's going to be more apt to blow over anyway. You can also use pins to pin them down if you're worried about that. But by using a board, it just makes it stand better and less likely that they're going to flip over. So, the board. You need stuffing on the board to put your branches in to make the grave blanket. So when I cut up the branches, this is what I'm looking at. You need 2 layers. Sometimes I put 3, depending on if I have different greens, which I do today, so I will be doing that. I have 2 different kinds, so each grave blanket that I'm making will have a 3rd layer of just pretty branches from those different kinds. So what I do, okay, so now this piece, there's nothing good on that except for stuffing. So I cut that and put it in my stuffing box. And of course, Cliff provides trash cans for me to throw everything away, so it's easier for cleanup time. And then you've got the 2 layers, the bigger branches on the bottom and then the smaller branches on the top. So this one really, we'll just cut up. This one's not too bad for the smaller one in case I need a little filler on it. But the rest of this, can you see me? I'll scoot it closer. There we go. It's going to get cut up and put in my box for the filler. So I'm just going to keep doing that until I got the rest of my branches done. By the time I'm done, I'll have a box of fillers and also 2 stacks, one with the bigger branches and one with the smaller branches. So let's get that done. Now there's nothing good on that one, so let's just cut that one up. Now see, this one isn't too bad. We can cut this one down here. And when you're cutting, you want to cut at an angle because it's going to be easier to poke into your base when you're done. Nothing good on that one, so we'll just cut that one up for filler. Oops. This is not really good, so we're going to cut this up for filler. Just throw that in there. You don't want real big pieces and you don't want real woody pieces for your filler, because it's going to be hard to poke your branches in if there's a lot of wood in there. Now see, that was not too bad. We'll put that one in the small stack in case I need it. And if I have anything left over in that small stack, I can make like some kind of little decoration or something. Now this one I'm just going to put into my box here. And we'll just keep cutting the rest of this. Give you an idea on how to do this. Oops. Oh, goodness. Okay. That's filler. Sometimes I just cut them down and look at them again. See, those two aren't too bad. Put those in our pile. This one's not really the best, so we're going to cut this one down some and use it for filler. So that goes into the box. That goes into the box. And we're almost done with the bundle that we had. Nothing on this one, so this all goes into the filler box. And by keeping a box like this, it does keep down on your mess at the end. So, oops, that should have gone in there. So that's kind of wonky, so we don't want to use that one in our gray blanket. Another thing you're looking for when you're cutting and deciding which pile it's going to go in is how flat it is. It's going to be. So you want it to kind of curl up at the top. So you don't want the things that are kind of wonky like this one. That's going into the scrap box because it's just really not the right shape for it. So we're going to cut this one down here to use both those branches, and then we'll put the rest in the box. Okay, so this one we'll cut down a little bit and put that in our box, in the box. That will cut down a little bit for the box because that's a wonky one, and those two really don't have the right shape that I'm looking for my gray blanket. Okay, so I'm going to stop this for a minute, clean up my mess, and then get the board ready, and I'll show you how to wire up your stuffing on the board. Be right back.